What's popping? What's popping? What's popping? Welcome to No Blankets Podcast, where we engage in raw, unfiltered discussions that leave no topic covered up. We rocking season 1, episode 5, titled "Are You Not Entertained?" Tonight, I hope you got something tasty to sip on, and a little something to for that glaucoma and that chronic back pain, because my special guest is guaranteed to have your belly aching as we continue to dive deep into the topic of leadership accountability. If you're catching this live or on the replay, I'd love to take this time to say thank you for tuning in. Do your girl a favor. Please migrate on over to YouTube and hit that subscribe notification bell to get that alert when we go live at No Blankets Podcast. Shout out to my sponsors first. My girl, my little sis, T Money of Money T Beats. She's the Wonder Woman on the ones and twos, always in the lab, cooking up the dopest beats and sacks. Shout out to the beautiful my sis, Miss Ely Chandler of Chandler and Company. They call her the Hat Lady, and she keeps our head game fly with fedora hats for men and women. Get well soon, Queen. Shout out to my undercover brother, Lance, the PI, retired police officer and process server. And if you need those papers served, or Mr. 007 to catch your partner on a late night creeping out the telly, he's that guy. Shout out to the hardest working man in the community, boots on the ground, Mr. Ronnie Cobb. He's the host of Cut to the Chase and Cut to the Chase, the Crown Edition. Shout out to my man, 100 Grand, the Bishop Kenneth L. Davis, and his lovely wife, my cousin, my sis, Rhonda Davis. Dr. Davis is responsible for my podcast web design. He's responsible for the commercial intros and the dope social media flyers. So if you're in need of that extra crispy look to take your podcast image to the next level, Dr. Davis is your man. And all the other sponsors' information will be included in the comments below. Also, last but not least, shout out to the late but never forgotten, the Bishop Sherwood Carthen, who said, and I quote, "Don't ever stop following a true legend, but make sure you identify what one is." Ooh, that's some game-changing nuggets right there. With that being said, family, many of us are still dealing with the effects of the pandemic COVID-19, or I should say the plandemic. Yeah, I said it. But my guest tonight reached into his funny files of creativity and ingenuity and provided an online platform to take our minds off of what was tragically happening right before our eyes. He's born and raised in Sacramento, and he's been in the comedy scene since 2013. He's working with epic hitters like Mark Curry, Paul Mooney, and Scroncho, and many more. He's the host of the hit comedy show located at the Guild Theater in Oak Park, Sacramento. For some of y'all, it's called The P. It's my man, my fam, bringing the light skin swag back. Ladies and gentlemen, Drew Burks. What's up, fam?
What's up, man? So good to be on here. Thank you for having me. We go way back. So this is like family. Like, you my older sister. I'm not even gonna call you an auntie. Like, you my older sister. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. And so when you say we go way back, Drew, we talking we talking Black Angus on Florin Road.
Yeah, literally that far back. The early 90s, like, yes, that
when you was trying to get in, you weren't 21 yet?
I wasn't even 21 yet.
You wasn't even 21 yet?
It's funny because I don't know why I can remember it like it was yesterday, but it's because I couldn't get in, and we was always either hanging out in that parking lot or the Pack and Save parking lot across the street.
Oh, the Pack and Save.
And that's literally how I met you, like in that parking lot. Like, we was all out there. Wow.
Don't tell the people what we was
doing. We don't tell the people, but
yeah,
we was out there wild. We was wild. Parking lot. They used to call it
parking lot pimping.
We was out there just wild. We couldn't get in, so we go hang out and wait till everybody got out. You know what I'm saying?
So let me give y'all a little feedback about my little bro. Okay. So Drew, so once he was able, to get inside the clubs, the next time I think we met was in Rancho Arroyo.
Yes.
Hey, so you got two light-skinned pimps back there because I was trying to get my Mac on too, right? So let's take the image of New Jack City.
Yes.
Remember when Wesley Snipes met Ice-T, and they was walking in the club with their girls, and they just gave each other the nod, like, "What's up now?"
What's happening? That's pretty much it. That's literally, if you described it the best. That was it. Yes, definitely.
Drew Burks, I want to thank you for when we talk about leadership accountability, fam, we are talking about some folks in Sacramento that was going through some real difficult times during the pandemic. And so I thought about you in terms of, again, your ingenuity and creativity to bring the funnies to us, and I just thought that was, I thought that was most awesome idea in a real dark time in our life, right? And then you hosted my book signing concert.
Yes. Yeah.
Look, so I got in trouble. You see, I didn't do anything after that. Guy shut it down because he said all I wanted you to do was a book signing. I just needed you to rent the Guild Theater to do a book signing. And what happened? I turned it into a whole Medea play.
It was a whole Medea play, a function. And it's funny because I'm like, you had comedy in you too. Like when you brought out the whole character of the church, the lady, everything.
Mother Lakewood. Hello, and if I'm still out.
But you remember when we was growing up. I mean, our age difference isn't that far apart from each other, right?
Right.
But you remember growing up, just like I do. If I spent the night at your house and it was on a Saturday, we had to go to church no matter what clothes you had on or anything, right? And so vice versa. So when you played that character, it reminded me and a lot of people of either our mom or our grandma, because that was what we seen every day. Like every Saturday, Sunday, you seen that. It was the best. It was great.
I appreciate it. I mean, I'm telling you, when you talked about the ushers, we all have known some mean ushers. They didn't be so mean to us to make you don't want to go to church no more.
No, yeah.
When you brought that whole, when you brought them, hey man, Drew went all the way to the window and how they stop it, don't go in.
Yeah.
Got that finger pointed up.
Yeah.
I got a few questions I'd like to ask you, brother.
Yeah, definitely.
What are your thoughts on the current culture of stand-up comedy?
Like right now in this time, it's a lot of I would say battling now, back and forth about who did what and who's doing this and doing that. But the thing is, in this comedy world, we already knew it behind the scenes of what goes on behind the scenes. Now it's just starting to come more up front to the public, like you guys, right? And now we have this internet world where people can look up and fact check the history. So it's all coming out. But then another thing that's happening too is you have there's social media comedians. There's where we watch it all the time. I watch it. I love it. Where they doing the comedy skits on social media, Instagram. And then now they're migrating to the stage, right? And they're two different things, because in the comedy world, the ones where we doing on Instagram and doing the little skits, I can stop, redo it, and start again. But when I'm on that stage itself, I can't stop and do. So there's two different comedians now in this time period. There's two different ones.
In your opinion, has stand-up evolved into a platform for like personal revenge, or have comedians always been banging on each other, Drew? Like, especially with what's going on with, not Kevin Hart, D.L. Hughley, Monique, Cat Williams, Aries, do you all bang on each other like that?
No, it happens. Yes, it happens a lot because before social media, it was happening. There was, if you look back in time, right now, we'll go back to the 80s when you looked at Eddie Murphy, and they was all kind of open with each other who do stuff. And then Bill Cosby didn't like it, what Eddie Murphy was doing, because Eddie Murphy came out like a rock star. That was the first person you looked up to and was like, he had on the leather and his mouth, he was cussing and all that. And Bill Cosby, as you remember, didn't like that.
Right.
Because he didn't come from that time period.
Right.
That. So when you, like that old saying, I don't know if we can cuss on here or not, but
yeah, yes, it's unfiltered. So hold on one second. Here's a disclaimer.
Yes.
If you are saved, sanctified, and filled with the precious Holy Spirit, and curse language will offend you, you might not want to stay for the rest of the program. Pray for us. Amen. Okay, go ahead on. Be yourself, Drew, please.
When you heard Eddie Murphy say, he called Richard Pryor and was asking him why Bill Cosby was mad at me. And Richard Pryor said, and I quote, "Tell him to have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up."
Right.
So it's always been that behind the scenes. You've had comedians where they took each other jokes and did this, but we didn't have social media. So you really didn't pay attention to it, or you wasn't even tripping. So yes, it's always been there. It's just now it's more up in front of your face now.
Right, because of the technology, it's more. That leads me up to my next question, Drew. Do you write your own material, or do you just, off the head freestyle?
I don't write my own material. I don't knock anybody who does write their own material. I don't, because me personally, I'm only going to speak for myself, is I cater to my audience, right? So whatever's in this crowd, I'm going to cater to. I feel personally, if I'm writing ABC 1, 2, 3 down, and then that doesn't fit that room.
Right.
So now I'm just talking about something that you might not have no idea of what I just talked about. Now, there is a structure to the madness.
Right.
You still have kind of my pinpoints, but I literally personally like to cater it to my audience. It could be 100% white, and then I know what to kind of talk about. It's a little easier because we can just do this all day,
Right.
But then when you have your Black audience, it's different because we are different. Like,
right.
And you grew up, your career is in the barbershop, right?
Right.
So everybody, I don't care who you are from east to west, everybody in a barbershop is a comedian, or they think they're a comedian. Because we always clowning and bagging and doing this. But when you get in front of like 200 to 3,000 people that you don't even know, it's different, right?
Oh, yeah.
With your Black audience, when we buying tickets, we already think we funny. So
you better come with the thunder.
You better come with it. So you relate to them. And that's why I don't, because I have to relate to the audience, no matter who it is. Blacks and Mexicans is the ones, and Filipinos, the ones. They gonna let you know if you funny or not.
Right.
I spent my money, so boo.
And you are, and when you say we at a technology, we in the technology genre, man. It's like, they'll write a review on you in a minute.
Yes.
Just like in a barber game, they, if they don't like their haircut, I went to the shop and she pushed my line back just a little bit further than I expected. Other than that, But anyway, you had talked about catering to your audience.
Yeah.
So some of the OGs want to know. Okay, I lied. I want to know. Do you think you might want to give a day comedy show? Because we got bedtime. Your comedy shows start around 8 or 9, and we ready to turn it down. We ready to turn it down about 8 o'clock, and by the time we get there and have our little sip, our little dranky drink, we didn't got comfortable in them good Guild Theater seats, and we probably snoring in the back. That's why I take the back seat, because I want to see you just in case.
Right. I think, I don't know, and it's a good question. It's a fair question to ask.
Right. You didn't think about it.
A daytime comedy show is like, maybe we'd have a matinee. You know what I mean?
Have some popcorn.
Yeah. That's as far as I can help you with that.
Okay, all right. Who was your motivation that inspired you to get into the comedy game?
My friends, like, I grew up with, because I'm a little dude. You know me for a long. I've been this size forever. So I wasn't no fighter. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
It wasn't like I was finna scrap my way out of something. So I always just laughed my way out of something. So my friends would always tell me, "Nah, you funny, you crazy, Drew crazy." So it's funny. So, and then my friend, a good friend of mine, Manny, he had signed me up like to do some open mic, and I did it, but I was so quick. Everything was chopped up quick. And a couple of clowns.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden people liked it and they got weak. And ever since then it was on.
So the hood will put you in a place that you're not prepared for.
Yes.
So were you in 2013?
Yeah.
You think you was ready, or did you have cold feet, or did you just go out there and just be yourself and just?
No, I just went out there and was myself, but I wasn't ready. I'm not even gonna lie and be like, oh, I did up there and I had a structure and no, it was just like you did on the back of the bus. It was clowning.
Yeah.
Clowning and clowning. There was no structure to it.
Was you like DL Hughley? Did you just pick the first 5 people in the audience and start bagging?
Yeah. But I was bringing reality into it, so it was kind of funny, and so people just laughed. And then over time, I learned how to break that up and just do it.
Okay. So, Drew, as you know, I'm still grinding out the topic of leadership accountability, and I wanted to acknowledge you again and your creative ingenuity to bring us some funnies during the COVID-19 pandemic. Because, man, we watched our families pass, our businesses close, our children struggle, divorces. How did you walk us through your strategy that you used to bring the comedy online to us?
The strategy, there was 2 strategies in that. First, I've seen my comedian brothers and sisters that they didn't have no work no more. And then I seen them, we would go online and I would see them doing their thing in their living room at their house. And then they would have their Cash Apps up or their Venmo or whatever, right? So I said, and it looked bad because you see in people's houses and then you see their business. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't doing good. You know what I'm saying? They was in the bathroom. There's 2 dudes in the bathroom trying to tell some jokes. And then I seen churches, believe it or not, I seen churches start live streaming at church still. And that's when I came up with some tech friends of mine to come up with this idea. We could still use the guild just like the church do. And then have the comedians come and still have a stage and one mic to make it look like they at a comedy show still. And people can watch it in their living room. And we played with it and we was trying to figure it out. And it just took off from there. Like we did it every Friday. Like for 6 months straight, we did it every Friday. And people was literally on Facebook waiting at 7:00. And then we started giving away gift cards to like Fixins and mailing it to their house and Slim and Huskies, Oak Park Brewery.
Oh, I wanted to tell you that my 3 gift cards didn't come.
Oh, here we go.
Could you check to see, especially the ones to you said which ones did they Slim and Husky? Yeah, that didn't come. My Fixins show didn't come. What was the amount on there? Don't send me no gift card for like a drink. I just need a whole meal.
We were getting out good stuff, and then people were enjoying it sitting in their house, especially at that time period.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we waited for it. Yeah. We waited. I mean, Drew, it was, I don't know if you had anybody that passed directly in your family line or friends, but it just seemed like people were sending me, every time we turned on our social media, every time we turned on Facebook or Instagram, somebody was passing, right? So it was a lot. Again, people in my industry, they put everything they had in their barbershops, right?
Yeah.
I seen them close the door
too. Yeah, even for you guys in this business, in that business.
Yeah.
It was closing everything. So it brought, comedy. Comedians, our job is to make the audience forget about whatever's going on in their life for that 15 or 20 minutes that we're on the stage.
Right.
Get what's going on. We're going to talk about it. Some stuff that you may not even be able to talk about, and we bring it, to you guys in a funny way.
Right. Right. You are the host and owner of the comedy show at the Guild Theater. Give us a little history about it. Tell the listeners tonight, because you connected to everybody, Kevin Johns. I'm sorry, did I, Rick Jamming. No, you got the heavy hitters behind you, and I'm loving how you're elevating your game, your comedy game, and also just how you are, branching out to do other things at the Guild, the shows, the movies, theaters, just you have a lot going on. You're using that particular space for a lot, but the comedy shows for me are just awesome, off the hook, especially since you started selling alcohol. I don't know how you got an alcohol license, but
no, we got that. We good.
Yeah, and you got Top Shelf too.
Yeah, we good. So I think so. Like Kevin, I've known him since I was a kid. So when I call him my uncle, he like my uncle because Black folks we not blood, but it's like an uncle to me. So he had told me to stop chasing the money. Like you running, you going here, doing the show here, you doing the show here, you still chasing them small coins. Why don't you just do it in one spot and bring the people to you? Quit chasing it. And at first I wasn't with it because I was like, man, I've got to get mine, I'm doing my thing.
Right.
I didn't see it. I didn't understand it. And he had met with me twice. And that last time, he was like, he gave me the key and was like, here you go. And left and was like, you figure it out. And he made me figure it out. And then he gave me that structure to put this puzzle piece together. And not only with comedy, to bring people together in the comedy world. And now I got headliners like a Mark Kirby or a Scruncho or Brother Man from the Fifth Flow, all these guys, they call me now to come. So I didn't see that at first, and now I see it to where now it's like, oh, in that business structure, he gave me that business structure. That's why everything that I owe him a lot in that. And how he continues to show me until this day. And that's where literally that the comedy, I haven't had to do a comedy show outside of the Guild in 4 years. Because, and I used to have to do them like every weekend or something like that somewhere just to get the little money.
I feel you. You're selling out at the Guild Theater.
Yeah, sometimes.
You selling.
I ain't gonna sit there and be like, every time. That's a lot. That's a
lot. Is it a lot of work?
Yes, every time it is. You get a formula going.
Right.
You get a formula going, but it's how it takes a lot to put the show together. You technically, I would lie to you and say, all I got to do is say my name and somebody gonna come, right? That's a lot.
Right.
It's the headliner, whoever I have, and then I build around the headliner. Then you're okay.
Tell us about, that's what I'm trying to build here on this platform, especially with the sponsor packages. It's an opportunity for businesses and people in businesses to advertise so that we can share and network with one another and and at the end of the year, what I want to do, maybe I need to connect with you or my district representative. I'd like to do a venue with all of the sponsors.
Yeah.
And we just have like a block party. Maybe you can do, 30 minutes of some stand up.
Yeah.
For comp.
Yeah, I hear that.
Some comp stand. No, I'm just kidding. I do some comedy, and me, I will always turn it into a whole production, Drew.
Right.
So that'll be a way for us to to network with one another besides it being on paper, right? Because we can always look at Black Businesses Directory, but when it's live, like the Black Expo, it could be like a smaller version of the Black Expo.
Yeah,
just us getting together, having a good time with one another and fellowshipping and exchanging ideas and information. But there's something I wanted to share with the listeners tonight. If y'all remember Stagecoach, shout out to Ronnie Cobb. Ronnie Cobb says, the weed and the weed smoke make him sleepy.
That's my man, Ronnie. Shout out to Ronnie Cobb, man. I like that. What's funny, Ronnie, speaking of church, we all grew up, most of my friends, that's who I have to this day. Me and Ronnie Cobb's brother, Tim Cobb, we're best friends. And we was all at St. Paul together, the old St. Paul. When you came to church late in St. Paul, you had to
I didn't like them ushers. Them ushers looked me up and down, Drew. That was like, oh no, you're not going to
that glass room and Ephraim Williams, all that, right?
Right.
The church camp.
Church what?
Camp at Sac State. Ask Ronnie Cobb. If he listening, he'll know what I'm talking about.
He listening. He listening.
Older.
Ronnie, what is the church camp, bro?
We church camp. We was older. He was older than us, and so he was the hooper. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So Ronnie had the he had the Ready for the World curl. That's my man.
Hey man, that's what he said on his when I interviewed him a couple of weeks ago. That's what he was talking about. Is that the fact? Not the Ready for the World.
No, I wish I had text Ronnie I have a Ronnie was in a, and I'm a because now I see Ronnie's comments and stuff, right? And I love Ronnie.
Yeah.
I text Ronnie. He was he had a calendar, a St. Paul calendar. He was on the calendar in St. Paul. Yeah, great, great times. And I sent him the picture. He has it, and I
Yeah.
sent him the picture because my auntie was on there too, and oh, it was great.
Hey, Ronnie, you remember Stagecoach? Yeah, Drew, I'm getting ready to talk about it.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
So, so now, yeah, no,
Yeah, Ronnie knows. Yes, 91 singles calendar. Wow.
90,
Yeah,
wow.
he knows what I'm talking about. And I sent him the picture of it, bro.
uh, so after the club, and you went home and you smashed, and it's about 8 o'clock. You hungry, you want something to eat, so everybody would meet up at Stagecoach on Florin Road, right? And Drew would come in there with a bad one. We'd be sitting down eating. And I never wanted to come up to him and say anything to him, y'all, because it was like every other Sunday he had a new piece. And I didn't want to mess up and be like, what's up, Janelle? And she'd be like, my name ain't Janelle, my name is, and it'd be
Yeah.
the wrong one. But he come in there, man, with that smile, always loving on us. Drew, I got a little a game I play at
Okay.
the end and then added it to the podcast as I'm growing. So
Yes.
again, I appreciate you coming up here, man, and sowing your time, your talent, and your treasures with No Blankets. Again, we appreciate
No, I
you
appreciate it.
bringing the funnies to us.
I
And
appreciate
when I was thinking about it, your leadership role in that, and
it.
just how you have evolved into the man that you are. I'm so proud of you. And is there anything that I could do to help you out? Just let me know. It has to start at 4 o'clock. Remember,
Oh,
I have a bedtime.
this was funny. When you called me, this is yes, because I'm 50 now. So when you
Oh,
called me
yes.
asking me to do the podcast, if you remember in the text message, I said, well, what time is it? And these are questions that you have to ask. And
When you
did
50.
I ask you, where's it at? Wednesday or something, it's not gonna work for me.
Yeah, so that's what and that we next week we're gonna be interviewing the Gen X, the Gen X the Gen X kids, right? They're gonna have a voice
Yes.
to talk about leadership, where we fail, where we need to improve, what we've been doing great. So they got a voice, and we're gonna learn from the young people, the Gen X generation. But this little game is called Rapid Fire, and it's
Okay.
it's verses. So you ready? Let the
Okay.
people know just a little bit about you and
Yeah.
what you like and what you don't like and
Yeah.
all
I'm
that
ready.
good stuff. You ready? You ready? Okay, Mike Epps versus Eddie Griffin.
Uh, they're similar, but I'm gonna go with Mike Epps.
Oh, wait a minute. Where's your drink at? Do you have a drink?
I ain't got one.
Oh man, see, I forgot. I left a part out. Okay. Anyway, it goes if you don't know, if you are mutual and
Yes.
you can't choose, you
Yes.
got to take a shot.
Okay. I don't have that.
You
Well,
don't have a shot. Okay.
I thought this was kind of gospel because I see all the, and then Ronnie's on here.
Jesus turned the party out, man. He turned the party into wine. Remember? it
Hey,
says it says that we can drink, we just can't be drunk. It's the
oh,
perception.
that'll happen. I can't.
Right. Right. But thank you for giving me that respect, though.
Yes.
I do love the Lord.
Yes. And,
So you said Eddie Griffin, huh?
no, Mike Epps.
Mike Epps?
Yeah.
Okay. Red Fox or Eddie Murphy?
Uh, for my generation, I'm going to say Eddie Murphy.
Okay. Eve or Missy Elliott?
Missy Elliott.
All right. Monique or Cheryl Underwood?
Cheryl Underwood.
Raekwon or KRS-One?
KRS-One.
All right. Bernie Mac or Steve Harvey?
Bernie Mac, hands down.
I'm gonna tell Steve on you. Kobe Bryant or Magic Johnson?
This is going to be a terrible joke, but Magic Johnson, because he's still living. I don't know how, but he is. He's still living.
Because he's the only one. He's the only one that got the vaccination and lived. That I don't know how that happened. They must have worked the deal out with that cat. Nike 4s or Adidas shell toe?
Jordan 4s.
Jordan 4s?
Yes.
Morton's Steakhouse or Ruth Chris?
Morton's.
Okay. Dave Chappelle or Kevin Hart?
Oh, Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. All right.
Yes.
Here's one for you. New Edition or Boyz II Men?
Come on, man. New Edition all day. Can I say something?
Yeah, about please.
New Edition. Me and some friends and the missus, we've seen New Edition like 2 times or so. But now it's like our version of the Temptations. Remember when your parents would go to the Temptations and we'd be like, why are you going to see Temptations? But that's our thing now. We go see New Edition, and it's like going to see the Temptations.
Wait, your mom told you he'd say New Edition. Yes. Shout out to Sandy White Bowens. How you doing, moms?
What up,
She a New York fan.
Yes.
We forgive her though.
That's
what. But I used to be a New York fan though.
Yes.
Back when it was Mason and John Starks when he dunked on Jordan. Remember?
Yeah.
I mean, go back. Okay, you ready for this one? This one gonna get you in trouble. You might want to take a shot on this one.
Okay.
St. Paul Baptist Church or Center of Praise?
St. Paul. St. Paul. St. Paul. I was raised in St. Paul.
Bishop Parnell Lovelace. Shout out to the bishop. We love you down there and what you're doing in the Lavender Heights community.
Yes.
In Midtown. So Drew, you got the last words, brother. It's all on you. Do you have anything that you would like to add, to say, to make our day, to make my night? Hurry up, because my back hurts.
There we go. So what I have to say is, thank you for putting me on this platform. The bishop had a question. He said, you're missing Richard Pryor. Yes, Richard Pryor, hands down, is the almighty of them all, the greatest of them all. We all follow his blueprint. So to answer that question, what's up, Bishop? And then, but in how they say it in church, in closing.
Okay. That means you're gonna be another 30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Right. No.
Depends on if you Baptist.
Right. So with you guys, thank you for having me on your platform and always supporting me. I mean, you supported me since day one in the comedy and bragging about me and stuff like that. But to everybody listening, is always laughter and enjoyment, and life is too short. So whatever you got going on in life, it's always too short, and there's always something funny, regardless of how bad things are. It's always something funny in life. That's what you got to really think about. Don't take it too serious.
I love you, little brother. And again, I'm so proud of you. Thank y'all for listening on tonight. That's going to conclude our episode. Are you not entertained? Our guest tonight was the Drew Burks. He is the host and originator of the comedy show at the Guild Theater. I'm going to make sure. Drew, before we go, you got an upcoming show. Tell us about the upcoming show.
Upcoming show. You can get your tickets right now on Eventbrite. March 16th. The headliner is a good comedian friend of mine, a brother of mine, Hannibal Thomas, and 2 other great comedians opening up. I'm your host, DJ Sue, is on the 1s and 2s. March 16th. Y'all can get y'all tickets right now. They're actually moving pretty quick too, so definitely get y'all tickets if you want to go. Come on through.
You heard it here on No Blankets Podcast, March 16th at the Guild Theater located in Oak Park, Sacramento. Our guest tonight, once again, was Drew Burks. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all have a great night. Be safe. I love you.